Hello and welcome back to Pendor and our continuing siege against Ravenstern, or more specifically against Poinsbrook, and I have waited for a little bit of time to try to get my HP back somewhat. I mean, obviously I can't really wait too long because otherwise my morale is going to, well, it's going to make us pay. What? Did you see that? What was he doing? That was insane. Okay, I had no idea what was going on there, but apparently he decided to, if you'll pardon the expression, drop in. Yes, he wanted to drop in for a little bit of tea, I guess. That's hilarious. Anyway, thankfully, he didn't really do much. And we, ourselves, can hopefully actually, you know, take care of business here this time. Because, obviously, there are significant enemies here. Technically, you know, okay, here's the thing. If I wanted to have this be a different situation, so for example, if I wanted to actually make this easier on myself, obviously, if you want to, you can change the settings, you know, obviously that's the first thing that you can do if you want to make things slightly simpler for yourself, if you don't want to play with unlimited reinforcement waves, or if you don't want to play with the same damage modifiers, or anything like that, you can decide whatever you want, right? Obviously, single player experience, you can customize it to your liking. However, apart from that, you can obviously change your strategy. And for me personally, if I were to do this again, I would change my strategy rather considerably here. So much so, in actual fact, that, wow, these guys are literally doing so much damage to me right now. They annoyed me to no end, just literally this second. Oh well, never mind. Okay, yeah. Point is, if I were to change my strategy initially, and deal with the Ravenstern in a different manner, I actually would have resulted in getting a lot more done in a lot more of a faster time. Because obviously, as you can quite clearly tell, we now have a situation where I am, well, as you can quite clearly tell, you know, we are here in a town with massive amounts of vassals. And these vassals are going to do so much to prevent us from getting inside, and they're pretty much just going to be the main driving force behind how difficult this actually is. Because the funny thing is, if we were to go in here by ourselves and we only had to face the garrison, that would actually not be that difficult, in my opinion. I feel like that would be okay. You know, it wouldn't be, you know, all happy roses and, you know, dancing and all that wonderful stuff. You know, it's not that. It's going to be a nightmare as it is anyway, because there's over 1,000 troops in the garrison. But it would be a lot easier. And what I'm mostly referring to here is attacking the towns first. That is the main, should we say, tip that I can give pretty much anyone that wants to try to dismantle a faction. I have always found that that is much easier than anything else, because obviously, just think about it, you know, you're literally going to be able to take the towns when they have minimal garrisons, or shall we say the standard size of garrison, and then all of the vassals will, you know, they'll migrate to other places. They won't actually, you know, all go into the same town. And in this case, obviously, this is where they currently are, you know. They're all congregating here, which is obviously pretty bad. It is definitely bad for me. It's bad for my forces, and as you can quite clearly tell, look at what's happening. We're getting absolutely wrecked just because, well, they have the defense, you know? They have the defense. We can't really do much about that. I'm actually going to tell my forces to come back here. Maybe we can actually do something about it, but I'm having a bad feeling that I'm actually going to have to go and retreat again, actually. I think I will actually have to do that. I kind of didn't want to be honest, but the amount of damage that I've taken from Ravenstern Rangers, for example, that has already kind of shown me that, yeah, you know what, maybe I should literally just retreat and come back in, because it is just terrible, you know, really. It is just absolutely terrible. And it doesn't really matter what I do either, because if I go in here and actually take out these enemies with my mace, with my hammer, my wonderful sapphire rune hammer, all that's going to happen is these guys are literally going to get back on their feet really, really simply when we go to restore ourselves, which will inevitably happen at some point. Because, of course, I'm going to get eliminated. You know, don't worry. I am going to get eliminated. It is going to happen. It is just a matter of time, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't. I wish I would survive for a much longer period of time, but unfortunately that is not going to happen this time. We are going to have some big problems. We're going to have some big problems here, and well, who knows? Maybe I can survive a little bit longer, but I'm highly doubting it. I feel like we are definitely going to have some issues, and whether that be me being eliminated in just a moment or in, you know, 15 seconds or whatever, I do not believe I'm going to survive for much longer than, well, probably now. Well, it looks like we're getting to the end of our siege here. I've literally not gone anywhere. I've just let the game run. That's pretty much what's been going on here. I obviously did get eliminated eventually because we obviously, you know, only had like 5% HP or something like that. So it was very, very obvious that that was going to happen. But I did manage to actually eliminate quite a few. We took out 78 out of the whatever thousands of troops are actually in the garrison here. And let me just tell you, it has been, let me see, 20 minutes, if you can believe it. 20 minutes in this entire siege. And you may think that doesn't sound like a very long time, right? Well, no, it actually doesn't. However, when you're just sitting here, it is quite a long time. Well, to be fair, it is quite a long time for a siege. Usually sieges will take 5 minutes at maximum, but obviously we have a significant portion of troops that are just consistently coming out of this clown car right here. Look at the clown car. But thankfully, as you can quite clearly tell from the top of the screen, the bar has diminished significantly. And I am just forever thankful that it will be over soon. My torment will be over, and we will finally have a victory at Poinsbrook. And what do you bet? Okay, I'm gonna... I don't know whether this is gonna happen, okay? I have no idea. But let's just say that we take this, which we are obviously going to, but let's just say that once we've taken it, what do you bet that Wolfbode or, you know, someone else decides to sack the town and leave it with very few units in defense? And then at that point, then the Ravenstern are gonna come in and they'll try to take it again. What do you bet? I don't know. That's probably unlikely, let's just say. But in other news, Maltese and the Dread Legion have reappeared. Anyway, just take a quick look at what we've lost. I lost 13 Biscuit Sergeants, which is to be expected, of course. Don't really mind about that too much, considering there was a massive amount of people fighting here. We actually, our allies lost 934, which is actually pretty incredible. We have this fellow right here who could potentially join us. I'm actually just gonna let him go for now, I think. Should I? You know what? Wait a minute. I'm just gonna take most of these people prisoner for now, because I'm thinking to myself, if I let them go, they're probably gonna go into the next garrison that I travel to, right? Yeah, they probably will. So that's something that we probably want to try and avoid that, don't we? All things considered, because that's probably going to make things very much more arduous than it would otherwise be. So yeah, that's probably something that I should have been doing this entire time. But obviously we do want the honor, you see. We want the honor as much as possible. Anyway, let's just give this to some random guy. I don't really know who we're going to give it to, but just some random guy that is going to be getting or, you know, full ownership over it. I need to give all of my my current vassals some fiefs, so that's going to make the most sense. Anyway, we need some food here as well. I'm just thankful to be out of the siege, to be honest. You know, it's one of those situations where you just kind of go, oh, I really wish I wasn't in this right now, you know, because it just takes such a long time to get it done. But there you go, we're done. So we can now head on over to Misthorn Castle if we want to, or if I want to be a little bit, maybe a little bit better, then maybe we should go to Ravenstern and actually see what's going on there. Obviously, if we do go to Ravenstern, it's going to be a potential for some dramatic, and I'm talking about dramatically long siege, as you can see. Actually, wait a minute. it might not be as bad as the one that we've just gone into. Okay, so let me just level up a couple of my forces here. How many do I have? I have a couple of knights that are going to be leveling up, which is quite nice. And we also have Kavera. Oh, yeah, I actually really like how she has progressed. She is an absolute truck. She will hit so incredibly hard, if she actually hits anyone at all, of course. Anyway, I'm going to go for some more intelligence here, because that's obviously going to give me that extra skill point. We're going to go for some more Iron Flesh, and then what? What should I go for? That's the question. I actually don't know. I'm thinking maybe inventory management, or maybe we should go for leadership. I'm thinking maybe leadership right now, because, I mean, I don't really need it, do I? I don't think I really need it that badly. We could go for athletics. That's also not particularly necessary. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll go for leadership, even though I don't really know whether that's going to do much, to be honest. I really don't think it's going to do anything at all, but, well, it does reduce my overall wages, which is kind of useful, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, we're just going to wait here for a little bit longer just to make sure that all of my forces get here. And what do we have here? Lord Godric has founded a chapter house of the Order of the Steadfast Cross in Iron Oak Castle. That's very cool. I love that. I love those kinds of things whenever they happen. Okay, yeah, go and help him. Go and help him. Yeah, look at that. Our vassals are looking after each other. I love that kind of thing. I love seeing the AI actually helping each other instead of just being like, no, we're not going to help you at all. We're just going to be completely useless. Yeah, I mean, that's usually how they are, isn't it? That's their default state. But, you know, it's very nice when they actually do assist each other and help themselves out. And for some reason, I'm getting murdered once again. Not a big fan of getting shot immediately for 21 damage, but I decided not to go for a shield, of course. I decided that at the very beginning of this series. I said to you, you know what? We're not going to use a shield in this because that's generally considered to be the best, you know, shall we say the best setup. Why am I getting... Oh, wow. Did you see that? Oh, why? Warband, why do you do this to me? Oh, that's terrible. All right. Yeah, so obviously, as you could quite clearly tell, you saw exactly what happened right there, didn't you? Yeah, I was literally attempting to get away from here because, of course, I want to try and survive. And in doing so, I got shot, dazed, and then I got shot again, dazed, and then I got shot again, and then dazed once more, and only on the final shot I wasn't dazed, and that meant I was able to move again. That's, it's those times where you get hit on the ladder, and you fall off the ladder. It's exactly that time, you know, that's exactly what happens, and, yeah. That is exactly the reason why I took so much damage. It was nothing to do with me. I was holding down the movement keys. You may not believe me, but I was holding down the movement keys and, well, I just got absolutely chunked by their amazing archers, and I am now forever irritated. But, you know, I can't really do much about it. Anyway, so let me just see here. Let me just see if I can move these guys around here, move them here. There we are. And how many forces have we already eliminated? Actually, not that many. But I'm actually wondering what is going on up here, because obviously I don't really want to hold position for a significant period of time if me going inside onto the battlements is going to be more effective. I'm thinking maybe it will be. Okay, fine. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. All right. Let's do this. I'm gonna be a little bit careful here. I'm gonna try to get in myself. Here we go. Let's try to be careful. Try to be cautious. Try not to take too much damage randomly. Try not to get killed. There we go. Actually, it seems to be working very nicely, actually. I'm quite surprised. Okay, don't get killed now. Okay, there we go. Yes, Red Cross Knight. Red Cross Knight is with me as well. Very good. Okay, I like that. No, don't get killed, sir. No, that was Count Charles right there. Yes, we must prevent him from becoming king. Yes, that sounds like the best idea, doesn't it? It does. Very much. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, apart from that, King Gregory, there he is. Yes, there's King Gregory. And otherwise, I think we're probably going to be fine. All I need to do, basically, is just kill these guys. Kill the guys that are coming for reinforcements. And then we should be pretty good, actually. And maybe I can move... I might be able to go around the side. That would be pretty cool as well. I mean, you can see here, I can actually help out my oh no, are you oh no, I'm not entirely sure what he was doing here, but apparently one of my forces decided to just go off by himself, and that has now resulted in this kind of situation happening. But yeah, I guess, well, what can I do? Can't really control them individually. That's way too much micromanagement, but yeah, let's see what I can do here. 0 damage, that's nice. I like that, thank you. Don't get shot. I'm just gonna wait here a little bit and then drop down on him with a nice overhead. I'm getting shot from somewhere, so I should probably try to withdraw a little bit. I can't believe he actually hit me for the 3 damage. That's annoying. Oh no, he might actually get me here. He's got better reach with his two-handed. Nice. I kind of want to go down. I kind of want to go down here, but it's not gonna really result in anything good, in my opinion. So that is a bit of a problem, isn't it? I kind of... yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it, but after this wave. So let's see if I can actually just survive this particular reinforcement, and then I will decide whether we want to go down or not. Because going down would probably be more effective. It's definitely gonna make sense in terms of, you know, kill potential, but it is going to be much more dangerous. Maybe I should just stay up here. It might just be better for me to stay up here, to be honest, because if we get attacked from the other side at the same time, it might actually result in many more casualties, and we really do not want that. Ah, hello. Okay, yeah, so this is actually perfect. So what I can do is I can just kind of stand here, just hit people along the way. There we go. Throwing weapons, kill that guy, kill this one. We're going to get some reinforcements coming in from behind me, so I need to move a little bit faster here. Maybe I should have taken athletics skill. Oh, I'm getting shot. Ah, no. Oh, I'm getting shot right now. That's not very good. Oh yeah, here we go. I ventured too far. Yes, that is exactly what happened. You see, this is the reason. Look at that. These archers up here, they basically took me down. These ones right here. Yep. Ah, that's sad. Oh well, never mind. My forces are on the battlements, and we did actually eliminate... Oh, wow, really? That is very funny. I eliminated 77 people this time. I think in the previous one I was able to get... What was it? 78? I think that's very funny. Alright, well, there you go. It seems like we're going to have to wait for quite some time once again.
Oh, boo-hoo, shut up!
Alright, that looks like that is indeed it. This is the siege layout as well, if you wanted to see it. It's actually pretty cool. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to explore it fully, but yeah, there is actually an archer tower here. I don't know whether you can go up here. No, you cannot. Alright, good to know. This is what it looks like inside, by the way. Yes, there is no inside. Otherwise, you can walk around the outside of it, and then go onto the other section of the battlements at the front, which I think is actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. Unfortunately, it doesn't really help me. It doesn't really help the opponent now either, because they're about to get stormed. But yeah, these are the stats. As you can see, we've suffered insane amounts of casualties once again. But that is just generally how it's supposed to be, you know? That is how things are going to go this late in the game with the amount of defenders in the garrison. Thankfully, it is now over. It took me another... I don't even know how long. I have to admit, I literally just went AFK after I died. Because... well, there's nothing much for me to do, you know? There's not much for me to do, so I went AFK. I think it was probably like, I don't know, another 20 minutes or so, I would assume. Maybe a little bit longer than that, actually, because it was around 1,700 enemies. But there you go, 154 renown for us. We did end up losing 25 troops. Most of those were biscuit sergeants, but as you can see, that's really... I don't think that's going to be too bad, because I can take a challenging task once again, and then we're going to have some pretty fun times. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to let most of these guys go, I think. Yeah, we're going to let most of these guys go, with the exception of the ones that have around 20. Yeah, like for example, this guy, we're going to take this guy prisoner so that we can convert him to our side. This guy, we're going to take prisoner too. This fellow as well. This fellow we're going to let go. This guy actually does like us. Maybe he could join us. I'm not sure. And then obviously we have Mr. Gregory here. We're going to take him prisoner because we are, of course, going to get his unique weapon. Of course we're going to get his unique weapon. That sounds like the best possible idea, doesn't it? Anyway, this guy we can let go. This fellow is great, so we're going to get him. Yeah, I mean, you can just exactly see how many people we actually have here. It's just insanity, really. It's absolute insanity. Okay, so we can now take this. We can now move on. I don't really know whether they have anything here that I particularly want to take. I'll take some of the maiden cavalry. We'll take the man-at-arms. Do they have any other Pendor units at all? They don't seem to. That's actually kind of sad. Oh well, never mind. I'm just going to leave everything. I don't really care to take it right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to give this to this fellow, and then we are going to be speaking to pretty much everyone here. Okay, Oath of Fealty. Oh, he doesn't want to join me? He doesn't want to join? Are you serious? Ah, you're free to go then, sir. Oh no, he doesn't want to join. Oh, okay. That guy did not want to join us, but this fellow does. This guy does as well. There we go. Oh, we got a load. Yeah, we got a load of these guys. This is great. Okay, let's just get that guy as well. King Gregory, obviously you're going to be giving me your weapon. There we go. That's fantastic. We got Dragon's Tooth. And we'll accept this fellow as well, and this one, and that's the final one. There we go. So Dragon's Tooth is this. It is a one-handed / two-handed weapon. It's actually pretty good. You know, if you want an adaptable weapon, it does require you to have 25 strength, however, which is quite dramatic. That is a pretty high requirement early on in the game, but obviously we are not early on in the game right now, you know, so it's pretty easy for me to wear it, you know, or use it, shall we say. But otherwise, apart from that, it is just a case of us taking Misthorn Keep now. Thankfully, we left this one for last. Otherwise, we would be having some huge problems now. Obviously, as you just saw, you know, this is exactly the reason why I'd highly recommend not taking all the castles and just basically taking towns first if you can. Basically, just prioritize taking towns if at all possible, because otherwise you're going to get these situations where there's just too many vassals, too many troops, and it just makes it into a huge slog for you. But it seems like maybe we're going to be okay here. I actually don't know. There's going to be a bunch of vassals in here, which I'm not that pleased about, but well, again, what can I do about it? Not much, right? Not much. Okay, so I'm actually wondering, we should probably just tell my forces just to kind of hold position here a little bit. Maybe we can do some damage with my bow as well. Hopefully I'm not going to get shot too much. As you can see, taking damage already, because the AI does like to target the player character quite significantly. And we otherwise will be hopefully okay to take out a couple here and there. I'm not really sure why I'm missing these fellows. My reticule's right over them, but I guess maybe some of them are nearby actually have shields or something like that, and they're probably making things a bit more difficult for us than they have to be. I would love to be able to go over to the Dread Legion after this, actually, because the Dread Legion is an absolutely fantastic target for us early on. Obviously, early on, they're not really, I mean, they still have some pretty significant power to them, but they haven't rescued any prisoners. You know, they haven't rescued any prisoners. You probably have a much greater chance of eliminating them early on than if they were to be left on the map for quite some time, because then they're going to have very quickly over 1,000 troops. It's going to be a bit difficult to make that work. Anyway, it seems like I am actually going to have to tell my forces to charge in here. Not something that I really wanted to do so early, but we are just not capable of eliminating the enemy that easily here. Oh, did I really just... yes, yeah. Can you tell the life of the party has been, well, drawn out from me in this particular episode, mostly because we are having to deal with so many troops in the garrisons here, and you saw exactly how much damage we took as soon as I went to the top here. I'm actually quite surprised because Ghazi Stalkers, right? Those are the guys that actually eliminated me. The Stalkers, as far as I'm aware, they have bows, so I'm not entirely sure why I took so much damage. It felt like I was getting hit by thrown weapons, but I don't think that was actually the case. I think I was getting hit by by bows, but I took 31 damage, and then a number of other follow-up attacks, and that obviously did even more. So that's going to be some pretty damaging things. I really should have gone this way and gone into the left. That probably would have made more sense. Maybe I should just retreat and come back in. Should I do that? I don't really want to, but I kind of feel like I should. Let's try it out, okay? Let's try it out and let's see what happens. If I have a bad feeling about this, because here's the thing. My morale was already relatively low. I probably should have gone into the tavern and bought some morale boosters, because I'm going to have a bit of a problem here in a second. If my morale remains too low, we're obviously going to get some people leaving, which is obviously not what we want. But if I actually try this the alternative way and we go on the left side, hopefully I'm not going to get shot this time as well. We can only hope. I'm going to try to sort of fade into my forces here so that the enemy has a less likely chance of hitting me, even though they are definitely going to try to target me as much as they possibly can. That's just how they are. But maybe we'll be maybe a little bit luckier, you know? I mean, all I really want to do is just survive until we get onto the battlements. As long as I can kill, I don't know, over 50 troops, I'm going to be pretty happy. I don't really need to kill thousands of troops to have an enjoyable time, but it would be nice if we could just, you know, take out a couple. Just 50 or so. A handful, you know, just a handful. Ah, look at that, the amount of damage that I just took.
I'm dead now. Sorry about that.
Alright, so once again I actually had to retreat. Yeah, I know. I actually sat there for another, I don't even know how long, 20, 25 minutes, and I was waiting. I was waiting to see what actually happened. Unfortunately, it does appear as though this layout, very surprisingly so, is probably one of the worst for Allied forces to achieve victory in an offensive push. And I'm actually very surprised about this. I thought to myself, hey, you know what? This is going to be pretty easy, because there's only, I think, 400, 500 troops here, but my own forces were barely able to do anything. It's very, very surprising. Anyway, hopefully I'll be able to do some damage here. Basically just want to shoot some enemies over there. Hopefully we can kill quite a few of them on the little rooftop over there too, because they're going to obviously provide us with a lot of problems, potentially. So I kind of want to eliminate those. There's a bunch of enemy lords, as you can see, and hopefully I'm not going to get shot too badly from here either. Who am I being shot by? These guys over here. Are you serious? Okay, that's hilarious. All right, well, I can just hold position here, hopefully, and we can just eliminate a whole bunch. Hopefully we can just take these guys down relatively easily from this position, and then and only then my forces might be able to actually get onto the battlements. They did get onto the battlements one time, but that was it. And I'm actually very surprised. As I say, I am extremely shocked at how basically useless my forces actually were. Really surprised. And yeah, I mean, there's not much for me to say about that apart from the fact that that was disappointing. It was very, very disappointing. I thought to myself, yeah, no, we're going to be absolutely fine here. I've just got to give them some time, because sometimes that's what happens. You know, you just have to give them some time, and then they'll be able to get onto the battlements, and they'll actually be able to do something. But unfortunately, that was not the case this time. They literally had huge problems. Anyway, we're going to go up here, try to eliminate the enemy archers if I can. I'm just going to take some cover over here while I move forward. Okay, hopefully I'm not going to get shot in the process of moving up here. There we go. Okay, hopefully I can get across there. I don't know whether I actually have the ability to do that, but I just killed a couple of archers. No, I do not. Okay, so me killing these archers is obviously going to provide me with some arrows, which is perfect. You know, that's what we need. And then hopefully we'll be able to do some more damage to these fellows here, because that's what we need to do. We need to just try and continually eliminate enemies. Hopefully we can... Yeah, maybe we can. I don't know. I mean, the main problem that I'm having here is the fact that enemies... Oh, I literally just killed one of my own T-Knights. That is terrible. That is literally... Oh, no. I mean, it's not as terrible as waiting 25 minutes for your forces to do something, and then they end up not doing anything and then failing the entire thing. So you kind of have to... go away. I actually had very low morale at that point as well, which is also terrible, because that meant I had to run over to the garrison, not the garrison, run over to the town, and actually go into the tavern. I had to go into the tavern to get some morale back, because we had low morale, and I didn't want to lose any troops. So that was obviously a bit of a problem in itself. Can I actually pick up some? Oh no! All these archers are switching to their melee weapons just before I reach them, and that is actually making it effectively impossible for me to get arrows, because their quivers are obviously not available to me, which is very funny. It is exactly what Warband AI would do, though, you know, because they don't spawn. You see, that's the whole funny thing. Arrows do not spawn unless you kill the archer with them equipped. So if you kill the archer and they're firing their bow, you'll find their quiver. But if you don't and they're in melee or something like that, then you're not going to be able to pick them up, which is hilarious. Okay, so I'm gonna get murdered here a little bit too much, in my opinion. Maybe I can actually do something. Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Oh no, 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 no! You're not going to kill me, sir. Or are you? Or are you? Yes, these Ghazi stalkers have proven themselves to be extremely irritating. Actually, very surprisingly deadly. And I mean, I shouldn't really be surprised, because they are some of the, well, should we say, higher tier troops available. But I think they're probably some of the most difficult enemies that I've actually fought so far. Oh, they came back. Okay. I wasn't really anticipating them for me to, well, yeah, I wasn't really anticipating that. But as you can see, look at what my forces are doing right now. This is what has happened multiple times now, and I was able to actually assist them this time as well, which obviously makes a huge difference, but I'm gonna have to actually retreat again. I know. I'm actually shocked by how awful this actually is, and it's very, as I say, I am extremely disappointed in my forces for not actually moving forward here. I guess the best thing for me to do is probably to just, as I've done in previous sieges, maybe just tell my forces to go forward, hold position somewhere in the courtyard or something like that, and then going forward from there. That is literally the only thing I can really think of right now to do that might actually provide us with a bit of a chance at victory. But the main problem with doing this is, of course, the fact that the enemy's archers are all on the right side up those stairs. They're up those stairs, and that's obviously going to be the main cause for concern, because if my forces move past them, they're just going to continue firing and doing damage, and that's obviously not what we want. I'm literally just going to jump down here. I can't be bothered with that, really. The enemy is literally just going to be able to chunk me super hard before I even get upstairs, I was about to say, but yeah, that is going to be very unfortunate. Okay, so I'm going to go right this time. Or not.
That was painful.
Alright, so here we go. I've finally gone into the siege yet again, so I basically just retreated and went back in once more, because it's just impossible. It's actually impossible to do this unless the player is having some kind of interaction with the opponent. I know, that sounds like a fairy tale, really, but it's true. That is literally what I have been seeing the entire time. So what I'm actually going to have to do here is I will go up the stairs on the right side, and what I'll do is I'll switch to my bow, and I'll try to actually have a bit of an impact on the enemy archers population in just a moment. So what we want to do, just eliminate these. If this guy would just, kindly not be there anymore, thank you. And we're just going to shoot these fellows over there, and then we're just going to go behind, try to do some damage, and hope that my forces will actually do something, because they have been, once again, actually useless, and I don't even know. I don't even know what to say, to be honest, at this point. I'm actually embarrassed for my people, because they're Well, I mean, as I just said, they're just useless. They're just absolutely useless, and I don't understand why I need to be the one to actually impact the battle in any significant fashion for us to be able to achieve victory when we have the numbers. We have a massive amount of people outside. Like, really? I mean, you see the blue bar at the top of the screen there, right? That's my allies' forces. And that inherently says to me, yeah, you have a lot of... What the hell? Okay, wait a minute. What was that? What was that? Did you see that guy? He literally just went to town on me so hard. Wow, that was insane. Alright, okay, hello there. That guy literally just chunked my HP like no one's business. Alright, so I have been eliminated, but hopefully that's not going to make any difference. Oh no, I have a bad feeling about this, you know. I have a very bad feeling about this. I'm just very much hoping that that was the end of the amount of troops, and hopefully my forces will now have a relatively decent foothold to be able to finish this off. But you saw that Ravenstern Knight right there. You saw how incredibly fast he was swinging his two-handed sword. I'm actually very surprised about that too. But there you go. That's it. That is indeed a victory for us at Misthorn Castle. This is a very, very strange siege, in my opinion. And once again, my advice from earlier in the episode, maybe not the best idea to follow it, to be honest, because, well, what I told you was take the castle, well, not take the castles last. Yeah, basically that's what it is, because you don't want to go into a town. However, I think it very much now depends on the layout. So I'm going to revise my opinion from earlier, because what I thought before was, yeah, castles are definitely much easier to take later in the game. But you have to be very careful which castles are being considered here. Because quite clearly, the AI on your side is incapable of taking this unless they have a significant advantage in almost every single respect. It's quite funny as well, because these fellows right here, the fellows that we've literally been fighting with this entire time, I'm actually going to get this guy to join us. There we go. Get this guy to join us as well. There we have it. This guy, let him go. Let him go. We can free this fellow as well if we want to. Just let that go. And I actually do not want to take anything. I'm just going to let my forces take stuff. And we're otherwise just going to be giving this to someone. We're going to give this to... I actually have no idea who to give it to be honest. Going to give this to Lord Bogdan. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, look at the amount of troops that my forces have right now. We have 162, 215, 450, 200, 300, 215, and myself, obviously, I have 318. And we were unable to take a castle that only had 400 to 500 people inside. That's it. And that just goes to show exactly what you need to know about, you know, your chances of achieving victory. It's all to do with the layout. Nothing else matters, in my opinion, at least. Anyway, there you go. We've completely eliminated the Ravenstern. Wow, that was an epic amount of siege problematic situations to overcome there. Anyway, in the next episode, we're going to go down over into Empire territory, try to eliminate the Dread Legion. I think that's going to be quite fun, because then we can also potentially banish her from returning, which is obviously what we kind of have to do for our victory progress. As you can see, we do need to, you know, actually accomplish that for, you know, total domination over Pendor, or total liberation, whatever you want to call it. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.